Welcome back to NTV Weekend Edition. Now, differences between the two sets of IEBC commissioners have grown deeper. A recent retreat in Mombasa saw the 4 breakaway commissioners booed by a section of staff members of IEBC and a separate holding room set aside for them. This as a plan to eject them from the commission ferment with an alleged plan of using one of the IEBC staff members to write to the National Assembly initiating the process. NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Morethi with the details of this unfolding episode at the commission.
The fact that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is no longer the unit it was before the elections is no longer news. Last week, at a 4-day retreat organized by the Commission for all its workers, from drivers to commissioners, the over 1,000 staff also held a bonding session at a luxury hotel in Mombasa, where the Council of Governors had its induction. So close were the two venues that journalists who stood outside the meeting rooms got first-hand information about the events in the IEBC meeting. At one time, there was booing and cheers. Upon asking, journalists were informed the 4 breakaway commissioners were booed. Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera confirms the incident. "Yes, I was booed. The other commissioners were booed too. But amidst the booing, there are those who cheered and clapped for us." She adds, the chairman was seated there and watched silently as some clusters of staff booed us, as he did not raise a finger to stop them. The 4 commissioners have remained a target for their colleagues on the commission and in the political circles because they are perceived as a stumbling block in the presidential election on August 9th.
As part of Ruto administration's vindictive agenda, plans have already been initiated to hound out of office the 4 IEBC commissioners, namely Juliana Cherera, Francis Wanderi, Irene Masit, and Justice Nyang'aya, plus the Deputy CEO, very hard-working Madam Ruth Kulundu, for refusing to toe the line. We totally condemn this brazen act of witch hunt and demand that the President and his agents leave those officers alone.
We must protect those commissioners of IEBC who stood firm in spite of threats and intimidation and say that this is not right, this is wrong. The question you want to ask you, where was Mr. Chebukati from 6 a.m. to 2 o'clock when he came back? Where was he and what was he doing?
So bad was the situation in Mombasa that the 4 commissioners were kept in a separate holding room, apart from the one used by Chairman Wafula Chebukati, Commissioners Boya Molu, Abdi Guliye, and CEO Hussein Marjan.
The chairman is acting like a rogue, alone. Now he's being hero worshipped. He becomes a hero by the judiciary. He's been lionized by the judiciary. That now he's beginning to do the so-called reforms within the IEBC. All those officers of the IEBC who resisted the temptation to rig the elections are the ones who are now being targeted by the IEBC. One Mr. Marjan Hussein. We are watching. You are watching.
According to the commissioners, there is a plot to use some of their staff to write to Parliament to start an investigation and force them out of office.
Try to do this, what you want to call about perjury in IEBC, you will go home like your predecessors. According
to informers in the meeting, the commissioners' actions are part of a plan to ensure that once Chebukati, Molu, and Guliye leave, at the end of their terms, the others are ruled incompetent to manage the commission and also leave as a new broom is sought. Kennedy Morethi, NTV.
Let's get into